Welcome. Happy Friday. How y'all doing? How's your week been? How's this Mars Uranus shit been going in your life? What has exploded? Where are you questioning your sanity? Welcome. Greetings, Melissa. Greetings, Jackie. Happy Friday. Hello, Christine with the yellow hearts and the sunflower. I have some sunflowers in the front of my house. I planted them 3 years ago, and the first year, one of them grew to I'm so bad with heights, 10 feet. It was ginormous. It was really cool. And then I didn't realize that some of them are perennials. So I have two right now. I had a whole little garden full of them a few years ago. Now I have two big sunflowers. I love them. Love them. Lisa says, hello from a very warm England. I'm not made for the heat. You want to switch? I'll take your heat. Give me all of your heat. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Jen. Hello, April. Nina says, sun-kissed glow. I was waiting for it to hit, and it did hard yesterday. Lots of surrendering, burning in our backyard bonfire. How symbolic. How symbolic. That's great. Chantel says, hi, Jackie. Mars must be affecting me. I have so much energy, and I've been awake all night. Huh. Maybe you're just happy. Maybe there's just something in your life making you happy. Good morning, Patricia. Good evening, Joe. Where are you joining from? If you guys are new to me, my name is Jacqui Mancuso. I am an astrologer joining you guys from Northern Illinois. Today we're here to talk about two things. We're going to talk first about the full moon that happens on Sunday, because this is a big one. And then we're going to talk about Mars, who just met up with Uranus and shook everything up. He's going to move into Gemini to continue the shakeup. Lisa says it's been a very weird week. I've had a sinus headache, hundreds of slugs in the garden. Have you looked up the metaphysical meaning of slugs? Are you supposed to be slowing down right now? I dropped a jar of pesto on my head, Lisa. All sorts of weird things going on. Something's trying to shake you. Something's trying to grab your shoulders and shake a message into you. Hello, Sophia. Yes, if you guys have not met Darla, Darla is my black dog on the couch. Joe is in Melbourne. That's awesome. That's awesome. Courtney, good morning from Wisconsin. First time here. Welcome, Courtney. Eventually, I'll start talking about astrology, and then I pull oracle cards to bring the messages deeper into our lives. This is a cool hangout spot, so congratulations for finding us. That sounds really, really, what's that word? Self-centered. I can't think of the word. I'm just joking. Rachel says, good morning from me and my daughter, Luna. Awesome. Welcome, guys. Debbie, good morning from I can't read that. Jacaranda? Come to Arizona. Lots of heat. Yeah, I would love to spend more time in that part of the US. Good morning, Suzanne. April says weird energy. Thankful for my SG protection as my car battery nearly exploded this week. I was riding my bike last night, and I don't know much about motorcycles. I pretend to know what I'm talking about, but he's an old boy. I think he's a 98. And I'm by myself, right? And I'm just riding, and then I come to a stop and I can feel this thing idling super high. I'm I don't think this is normal. I hope my engine doesn't explode, but I made it home safe and it'll get figured out. I've been to many of your lives, changed profile pic. My profile picture's been the same since I opened this in 2021. I started this 2021. So yeah, that's a very old picture of me. Jackie, not fortuitous, conceited. That's the word I was looking for, conceited. Hello, Elena. Hello, Cindy. Hello, Suzanne. Hello, Greg from Utah. No longer New York. Oh, Joe, you changed yours. That's why I can't remember you. All right, guys. Courtney's been angry and anxious. Ooh, Debbie, you got your AC out. That's not fun. For some people, I think I would have fun with that. Jeanette from Manitoba, Canada. Welcome. Good morning, Rochelle. We're all piling in. We're all coming in today. We're going to talk about two things. First, we're going to talk about the full moon, and then we'll talk about Mars. Even though Mars moves into Gemini before the full moon happens, I just felt that this flow works better for me. Becca, good morning from Maryland. So we have a full moon this upcoming Sunday, July 21st. The full moon will peak at 5:18 a.m. Central Time. This full moon is happening at 29 degrees of Capricorn. So if you know how to look at your birth chart to find 29 degrees of Capricorn, you can look to see which house this full moon is occurring within, and that'll give you some more personal way to view this full moon. Which area of my life is closing this cycle of limitation, right? If you don't know how to do that, forget it. Just leave it. You don't have to know in order to understand what the hell I'm talking about. It's just another deeper layer. If it resonates, cool. If not, throw it to the side. This Capricorn full moon on Sunday, it's the second of two Capricorn full moons in a row. On June 18th, I think it was, or maybe June 21st, I don't know. In June, we had a Capricorn full moon at 1 degree of Capricorn, and now we have one at 29. It's the very last degree. So this cycle right now is monumental for a couple reasons. It is working with the Pluto cycle, and this is a little bit advanced, so if it goes over your head, just shut me out for a second. Pluto works in 20-year cycles. Pluto worked through Capricorn from about 0809, and he's ending his Capricorn stint now. He'll be officially done with Capricorn this November. So the fact that we've had these two Capricorn full moons at the beginning and the end is kind of like culminating and ending some cycle that has been going on in your life since 0809. And this can mean a million different things, right? So try not to like pinpoint focus, just see what comes up. But then it also, this is helping us get back on track with our lunar cycle. And I'm not going to pretend to know what I'm talking about with this. I really don't know what this means, but I know that we've been in a lunar reversal. We've been in this flow where the full moon comes first and then the new moon would come afterwards. So all of our lunar events happen in opposition on the natal, on the astrology wheel. And I wish I had a picture to show you guys right now. So like normally in a regular cycle, we'd have a new moon in Aries, because that's the first. And then you'd go opposite for a full moon in Libra. Then you would switch, new moon in Taurus, opposite full moon in Scorpio. But we've been switched for about a year, I think. And I'm being honest, like I don't understand necessarily what that means, but like it's backwards. Like the moon events have been backwards. So now this second Capricorn full moon is switching us back into normal. So now after we have this Capricorn full moon, then we're going to switch to the next one. Oh my gosh, my brain, Capricorn Cancer, and then we're going to switch. So then we'll have Leo new moon, Aquarius full moon, and we're back on track. So that might just feel more flowy. Like your emotions might just in general feel more flowy in tandem with the rest of what's going on, right? This feels like we are in a major closure of limitation, these double Capricorn full moons. Because full moons, they're the ending of the cycle, right? They bring culmination, they bring celebration. Yes, I'm no longer tied to this limitation. I'm no longer chained by this thing. Capricorn is the sign that is about our boundaries, right? Capricorn is here to put us in a box, to give us rules, to give us regulations. But this double full moon, like there's a regulation that hasn't been working for us, and it's time to let it go. So on the day of the full moon, Sunday, July 21st, Sun, 29 Cancer, Moon, 29 Capricorn. In general, right, a Capricorn full moon is ending a cycle of limitation. In this particular full moon, we have a lot of support in the sky. We have, one of my people yesterday told me the name of the shape and I can't remember what it was called. Jess, are you here? Or Sophia? Anyone who was in Embody Astrology yesterday, what's the shape that Jess told us about that's in the sky? Trapezoid. So if you look at the chart for the full moon, there's a trapezoid shape in the sky. Thank you guys. And so there's this opposition line between the sun and the moon. And then above it, but like we have Neptune, and then we have the Mars-Uranus conjunction. And it's just a lot of positive aspects. The Neptune and Mars-Uranus, they are both hyper beneficialing being good to the sun and the moon. So we have positive support from Neptune in Pisces, and we have positive support from Mars and Uranus. Yes. So Neptune, and man, if I could just share my screen and show you guys this. Neptune is trining the sun. Trines are like super harmonious, super positive, super support, right? So Neptune is saying, you just got to surrender. You just got to let go. You just got to surrender to what is. Wave your white flag and drop your defenses and just melt, right? Neptune is saying, okay, if you do that, this trine to the sun, then I will help you, sun, shine brighter. If you allow yourself to drop these limitations, to take the leash off your neck, you can shine brighter. We also have Mars-Uranus. They just had their conjunction. What day was it? I don't know. My brain's not working. Monday. We just had their exact conjunction on Monday. Radical energy, right? Mars is action and ambition. Uranus is lightning bolt, out of left field, random coincidences, right? So something is being shaken the hell up. That chaotic energy is trining the moon. So how did I want to say this? I have, So acting chaotically, Mars action conjunct Uranus chaos. Acting chaotically will support the moon. It'll help you feel and intuit what is over, what's done, what leash you are ready to bite off of your neck. Is this making sense? Please tell me this is making sense. I'm going a little Jacqui in the raw today. I usually read my notes, and today I just have some bullet points and I'm going. Nina says so deeply. Awesome. This feels really good today. Let me see if there's anything else. So yeah, this is a time to act radically. Just act radically because it's supporting you. And the more radical you are with your actions, the more clear you will feel emotionally. That's what that trine tells you. Sweet, you guys are getting it. I love it. The sun trine Neptune. Neptune in Pisces, guys. Neptune's at the final degree of Pisces. This is huge. This is huge. This is something that hasn't happened for close to 200 years. This isn't an aspect that we get all the time. Neptune rules Pisces, okay? He's extra strong there. This is the end of the zodiac. Pisces is the final sign of the zodiac. It's the final chapter. Neptune wants you to surrender. Neptune wants endings. Neptune wants you to just let go and float. There's so much surrender. The more you let go, the more you ragdoll to what is, trining the sun, the brighter you'll shine. The more light you'll have to bring into the world. So this full moon to me feels like it's time to embrace the chaos, surrender to it, say, all right, let's start twirling with it. Let's start dancing with it. And that will help you move away from the things that have been holding you down. Hi, Bonnie. Gemma's in a different spot today. Do I dare? Do I dare add more to this full moon? I haven't even mentioned that the full moon is conjunct Pluto. It's 1 degree away from Pluto retrograde. Pluto's the biggest planet, right? Not biggest planet, but Pluto has the biggest orbit. And when it comes to astrology, I see the orbits as like the size of the gong. Mercury, you hit its gong, it's like, that's about it. Pluto, he has a big impact on everything. He's powerful. He's powerful. Pluto, conjunct this full moon, Pluto's the destroyer. But he destroys with the intent to empower. So Pluto here at this full moon, he's asking you to get rid of these feelings. He's asking you to dig up why you're allowing yourself to be bound and chained. But then right on the other side of that, he's like, don't worry, trust me. I'm going to give you your power back. You just got to let go of these feelings. I'm going to empower you. This came up. I led my Embody Astrology group yesterday, and we dove really, really deep into this full moon, and this quote came up while I was making my notes for that, and it's just resonating so strongly. Because Pluto's the destroyer, right? Pluto wants you to look underneath all these rocks that have just been sitting there, right? What's on the underside? What kind of slugs are there? And it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to rip up the roots that you have planted, even when the roots have molded. So comfort and restriction are one and the same. Where are you comfortable so you are allowing yourself to be held back? This full moon, it's time to expand. It's time to claim your power. It's time to move through it to get to what's ultimately waiting for you when you claim it. I love, for we are being called to release scarcity mindset. Abso-friggin-lutely, April. Cindy, say that again. Comfort and restriction are the same thing. When you are comfortable, you are saying, I'm good. I'm going to stay here because there's nothing better for me. Limited mindset? You can get whatever you want. You can have whatever you want. If you submit and surrender to this is good, this is comfortable. I know, what is that saying? Whatever. It's like when something sucks, but you know what it is, it's comfortable. You're restricting yourself. Growth is scary. Growth is terrifying. But growth is also exciting because you have no idea where you're going. Growth will not come from staying in our comfort zone, April. So I was saying that comfort and restriction are one and the same. Are you settling? Are you settling because you don't want to try? And sometimes that's okay. Sometimes you have to rest. Sometimes you have to put your head down because you've been through it and you've been working and working. But how long have you been comfortable? The devil you know. Thank you, Patricia. Yes. It's time to expand. Time to claim your power. It's time to move through it to get to what's ultimately waiting for you. You just have to claim it. What did Greg say? I've been startled by suddenly seeing old beliefs and then been willing to shift those, but man, it's felt awkward and exciting. I love that dual approach to your feelings, Greg. At this full moon, we're already going to have Mars in Gemini. He'll be at 0 degrees, but he's in Gemini, and this is going to make it more difficult to know where to spend your energy. So Mars is the planet of action, motivation, what drives us. Hello, Kiana. Gemini is the sign related to choices, options, curiosity, what's over there? What's behind that door? What does this path have to offer me? So Mars enters Gemini on July 20th. He's going to be there till September 4th. So this may have you feeling a little scattered. This may have you feeling a little, I don't know what the best move is to make. And while that confusing energy might seem unwanted, there's a reason. There's a reason behind all of this. There's a reason you're meant to play with options at this time. There's a reason you're meant to be flighty, for lack of a better term, right? Because Gemini is mutable air. Quick astrology lesson. 3 qualities of signs. Cardinal, fixed, mutable. Cardinal, ignition. Fixed, sustainer. Mutable, changes it up. Okay, so Gemini is mutable, changes it up. Flighty, Gemini's flighty. While Mars moves through Gemini, it's not time to commit to a choice. You can, if it feels right, please follow your intuition above all of this astrology knowledge, okay? I'm just telling you what I'm intuiting. Mars in Gemini is not the time to say, I choose this forever and ever. It's not the time to put your foot down and say, this is where I'm dedicating myself. It doesn't, our motivation is going to be like, yeah, cool, I'll choose this for now, but once something over here is more enticing, I want to explore it. Mars in Gemini is a time to explore with childlike curiosity. So your energy and motivation will probably be changing its mind over the next month and a half. And my advice with all this friggin' Neptune energy is just to surrender to it. Allow yourself the freedom to be curious. Why is that so scary? Because you're not supposed to do that. No, you wouldn't be a good boy if you did that. You wouldn't be a good girl if you did that. You're supposed to stay in your lane. Be curious. Play. 2 different decks. 2 different decks. 2 different decks for 2 different questions today. Thanks, Sophia. I love you too. I have stopped giving a truck. Good girl, you're speaking wisdom, dear one. If you guys are on my email list, I'm starting to send out like more fun emails, less professional, more authentic. And yesterday I shared a picture of real Jacqui in the wild. It's so interesting trying to like present this version of myself to you guys, and like I think it's because I was trying to prove to myself that I'm smart. Less professional. Yeah. Becca loves those hand gestures. There's nothing wrong with the hand gesture. How you interpret it is how it's gonna be for you, right? I'm sending it with my intent. It's all. Are you sure Mars isn't already in Gemini? Where do I sign up for the newsletter? Anything that I ever talk about that I have to offer, go in my Insight Timer teacher profile. There's one link there. It's my link tree. I think I'm really good at labeling all my link tree links. So just read the titles and see what's there and play around. I have so much to offer, guys. I have so much to offer. And I really need someone to help me like push it out to the world, because I just keep doing all this stuff and then it just kind of sits there. Anyway, yeah, you can sign up for my newsletter in my link tree. You're going naked and nuts and it's amazing. Thank you, Greg. You are good at your labels. Nina says authentic and vulnerability are also key themes. Yeah, the more I do that, the more I am authentic, the more I am vulnerable, the less I follow the rules that have been placed on me, the more I get my happiness, which we're all entitled to, right? The more I follow the rules that the structure has set for me, the more effort it feels like, because I'm living up to this standard. I just want to live up to my standard because I'm smart and I know what I want. And you know what you want too. You just got to get there. Drop it to here. You're in a state of expansion, Jacqui. Yeah, tell me about it, April. But anyway, yesterday I shared some honest, authentic feelings. I shared a photo of myself at a monster truck show. This is what Jacqui in the Wild looks like. Because I'm celebrating being in this line of work for 3 years. I'm throwing my business a birthday party, and I want you guys to come, and I want us to all celebrate each other, because this is amazing, right? Seeing all your comments here, I love reading how you guys are growing, but I'm in a place right now where, like, I really need to get filled up. I am feeling drained for whatever reason. It's no one's fault. It's just what's happening. And I need to hear from you guys how much you have grown because of my influence. Because I'm human. I do doubt myself every once in a while. So I'm literally asking for support, and this is vulnerable, and this feels really awkward, but I've been guided to do this, and it feels really good, and I can't wait to see what comes out of it. Link is in the link tree if you want to sign up. It's going to be not Monday, but the following Monday. That would be the 29th. Monday, July 29th, 8:30 a.m., so right around this time. It's a Zoom meeting. We're going to open with one ecstatic dance song. And what does that mean? That means you can leave your camera on or turn it off and just move however your body wants to move. No one's going to be watching you. We're all going to be dancing. And if you are that weird person just sitting watching everyone, turn your camera off. Then I'm going to talk about what I've learned doing this line of work for 3 years. Then I want to hear from you guys. How have you been growing? Let's celebrate where you have come. And then we're going to end it with a whole bunch of ecstatic dance, because dance and play have brought me to unlocking so many things inside of myself, and all I want to do is share it with the world. All I want to do is share it with the world. I had the idea, I'm rambling, but you love it. If you don't, you can leave. I had the idea yesterday. I was like, what if I just hosted like a weekly ecstatic dance, virtual, like a $5 entry? Would you guys be down for that? Would you, if I had like a recurring weekly, every week at this time, like I'll bring a playlist, Zoom call, blah, blah, blah. Just saying, if you're interested, that might be something fun. Yeah, cool. Dance is my jam. Nina, you ecstatic dance 3 to 4 times a week? Wow, that's an inspiration. Jeanette loves ecstatic dance. Me too. It's so freeing. It's so like you are just in your own bubble and you don't give a flying F what anyone else thinks. And that's so empowering, to just live without caring whose eyes are on you. In more ways than one. Wow. Wow. So let's ask these cards, what types of limitations are we done with? What types of limitations are we done with? And we're going to use the Moonology Messages Oracle deck for this one. This is because of the full moon in Capricorn. We're asking, what types of limitations are we done with? Excuse me. This is a group reading, so feel free to send your energy into this deck. We're done with a lot. I'm releasing everyone's energy, the whole group energy here. That only happens when I'm here on Insight Timer. It's bizarre. Send your energy into this deck asking, what types of limitations are we done with? As I shuffle, I'm going to wait for 3 cards to fall out for all of us. And then I will show you the backs of the 3 cards, just to play a game. This is a game. Life is a game. Don't take it too seriously. You can do whatever you want. That's my advice. The whole reading is for you, so every single thing that comes out during this presentation is for you. But when I hold up the backs of the cards, I like to give you guys a playground to play with your intuition. So if a certain card speaks to you in one way or another, trust it. If something in your physical environment changes when I hold up a certain card, trust it. You don't have to understand what it means. Just tune. Ooh, that one has something extra. If you feel nothing, all good. Your intuition's not broken. The whole reading just holds an equal amount of importance for you today. Greg is done with being and feeling limited by surrender. Huh. Greg, that sounds like a mental. I love you, Greg. Oh my gosh, I feel that. It feels like you're just so done. I don't want to surrender anymore, but you got to surrender to that unwant of surrender. What types of limitations are we done with? I'll show you the backs of the 3 cards. You tell me which cards are resonating with you. Here's the back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. Let us know which ones are resonating with you. I'll show them one more time. What types of limitations are we done with? Here's the back, card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. Jacqui's working with 2 and 3. Sophia 1, Joe 1, Kay 2, Suzanne 1, Patricia 1 or 3, Angela 1, Rita 3, Christine 1, 3, Nina 1, eyes twitched, 2, scanned horizon, 3, heart swell. April 2, Rochelle 1 and 3, Lee 2, Sophia also 3, Jeanette 3, Yvonne 3, Patricia 1, Sharon 2, Alice, number 1, I felt strongly in my sacral chakra. Number 2 and 3 in my throat. Cool. Cool. Lisa 2, row 3. Chantel 1, fly came in. 2, cat came in. What energy does the fly bring? What energy does the cat bring? Bonnie 2, with a quote. April 1, Karen 1, Suzanne, second time, all have me a reaction. Different ones. Interesting. Interesting. Cindy, odd. Mine are blurred out. They all look the same. Yellow spheres. I did show you the back of the cards. Just keep that in mind. It's the card back. They're all going to be the same. For intuition purposes. Now is when we can turn the mind on. What types of limitations are we done with? Card number 1, the moon in detriment. Cut your losses. It would be absolutely lovely if life were nothing but rainbows and unicorns. But after a certain age, say around 7 years old, we start to realize that there is always going to be light and shade. Drawing this card suggests that right now you might be going through a little more shade than light. You are not at your best, and it could be that the situation you're inquiring about is taking its toll on you and your vitality. You have 2 choices at this point. Either keep going in the same direction you've been heading in up to this point, or Do what it takes to cut your losses. In other words, it is possible for you to change tack now. I wonder if that meant to say track. Or you are absolutely committed to the actions you've been taking lately. Is it possible for you to change tack now? Or are you absolutely committed to the actions you've been taking lately? You're not running on full power in this situation at the moment. So if you want to change that, you need to think about what it's going to take to strengthen your position. In your current situation, it's not easy to be spontaneous, and that can make everything feel rather tedious. What's happening isn't your fault. Are you being too self-conscious? Do you need to look on the bright side a little more? Life goes in cycles, and you need to accept that this is a moment to do the necessary emotional work. The moon is said to be in detriment in the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn is all about being strict and severe, and the moon is all about emotions. Together, they create tension. Does anyone, you guys all have your white flag up? Are y'all waving your white flag? Because that feels like this feels like a surrender card. It feels like a surrender card. It feels like it's, what are you fighting for? You've been trying and trying. That's what I'm getting. That's what is anyone else getting anything different? Tact is a sailing term to change direction. Thank you, Alice. But it's T-A-C-K. Tack. Lisa says this card sums up my week. Sophia, no effing way. Nina, wow, wow, wow. You can't make this up. It is. There's that white flag from Alice. I'm not tied to this. Time to cut losses. Lisa is surrendering. So this is what we are letting go of. What types of limitations are we done with? Are you limiting your ability to cut your losses? Are you remaining chained and bound to something because you're afraid to let it go? Because you're trying to pick up all the pieces and put them back together. Ouch. Ouch, Carrie. Tell me about it. Just, yep. Old beliefs about financial security. What if that's not for you anymore? You know what I didn't talk about at all because it was way so much, and these are the types of things we go into in Embody Astrology on my Patreon group. Jupiter in Gemini is here to expand our mind, and there was also a square to Mercury at this full moon. Pressure on the mind. What do we believe? What are we thinking? What are we processing? What does this mean? Jeanette letting go. Nina, spontaneous, haha. Chained and bound by house, car, ideas of society, rules, shoulds. Yeah, I like that this talked about spontaneity. I forgot what it said. I already switched the page, but it was something about like does your current situation let you feel spontaneous? Nina, husband and I just got curious about moving every 2 years with our boys, 4, 2, and 8 months. Comfortability is easy. What a comfortable life in the suburbs with a house and predictability. I had this revelation a little while ago, and man, maybe I shouldn't have said it out loud, but I was like hiking in the mountains of Colorado. And I came to this knowing that like right now I don't need my reality to be stable. I don't need my external reality to be stable because I found my stability. It's right here. It's right here. And I had this deep trust that like whatever happens, I got this, and no one can take this from me. This can't change. I've created this stability. I'm pointing to my heart if you guys are just listening. Yeah, anyway. Becca, what stood out for me was you're not running on full power. Are you too self-conscious? It's great. Angela, letting go of trying to maintain a friendship after the relationship ended. Limited by health issues. Let go of that perception. Interesting. Jeanette, abundance is in the moment. Yeah, and it's always going to be here. Love that. What other types of limitations are we done with? Card number 2 is drawing down the moon. Knowledge. There are some things we know because we learned them the old-fashioned and traditional way. And there are some things we know because we intuit them instinctively and on an energetic level. Drawing this card suggests that you are wiser than you know. But that, to answer your question, you will need sacred knowledge that can't be found in a book or online. You are therefore advised to go within and call the goddess to you. Channel her thoughts, and then journal about your experience. If you have a favorite goddess you'd like to work with, call her in. Alternatively, explore which goddess appeals to you and call her in by asking her to come to you in meditation. Or simply close your eyes and ask, which goddess wants to come to me? However you do this process, ask the goddess to transmit the information you need. Whenever this card appears, it's also a reminder to stay on track with your moon practices. Set intentions at the new moon and release them to the divine at the full moon. The goddess is with you. Embrace your spirituality. You don't yet have all the answers you need. Step into your wisdom. Let the moon be your guide. The practice of drawing down the moon is said to date back to the 2nd century BCE. It involves calling goddess energy into your body via the moon and asking her to speak through you. What types of limitations are we done with? Mental, thinking that you know everything here, thinking that you can research your answers, thinking that you can find information in a book. It's all intuited. It's all intuited. You already know. You're trying to figure it out, but you already know. Yeah. What types of limitations are we done with? Trying to claim too much power as a human? Ego power. You are extremely powerful intuitively. You already know. Once this starts getting in the way, follow your intuition. And if there is a goddess that you connect with, full moon's on Sunday. Call her in, talk to her. April's got the heart eyes. Jeanette loves this. Nina, all within God goddesses. Love that we can ask questions, ask for the path of least resistance, always held by the divine. Ugh, who's gonna dance under the full, oh my God. Who's gonna dance under the full moon? That was a realization. I am supposed to go to an outdoor ecstatic dance on Friday night. And if the full moon peaks at 5 a.m. Sunday morning, then the peak of the full moon night would be Saturday night. Hell yeah. That was great. How will we know, Carrie? How will we know? There's that word again, ego. Yeah, it won't make sense, but you will know. Inside, you will know. Ah, this is making me so angry. In a good way. Sophia, trying to make everything sound logical to the mind. That's what we are done. We are done being limited by our mind having to be in control. Why don't we trust our intuition? It's the most powerful force we have. My opinion, as the rebel I am, is that we've been convinced to use our mind. You must think through your life. You must make your 5-year plan, and you must follow it to a T, or else you're a lunatic. I'm a proud lunatic. Lisa, I'm always trying to get more information before moving on, especially with my health and business, even though I know I have all I need. Are you in my brain, Lisa? Did we just share that thought? Wowza. Where do we find more about goddesses so we can know which one to ask? Based on what that card just said, Becca, where do you think we can learn more about goddesses? Here's how to make it make sense for your mind. We've lived a very full life. Regardless of how old you are, where you are, what your experiences have been, you've picked up a bunch of information along the way. You've been aware of lots of goddesses along the way. So, however it makes sense to you, right? However you feel like doing it, ask, which goddess is meant for me? And then just wait. You can wait with your eyes closed and wait for the name of a goddess to pop into your mind. It may or it may not. You can wait for the universe to drop a goddess into your life, right? Like, this life is magic. This life is magic. So if you want to know, you just ask, and then you wait, and you don't expect. Christy, there's a couple of goddess courses on Insight Timer if it helps get you started. Thank you for that, Christy. Since my Gemini moon, always wanting more information. You do. You need to be curious. You need to ask the questions, and that's okay. Card number 3. What types of limitations are we done with? Card number 3 is the Moonlit card. Embrace uncertainty. There is something magical and enchanted about moonlight. Whatever it touches turns a beautiful creamy silver. Something is doing this in your life now. Something is doing this in your life now, or is about to. Life is all about cycles, as is astrology and moonology. Right now, you are about to move into a more enchanted time or cycle in your life, if you believe. Whatever you're wishing for can come true, because you're starting to believe again, perhaps after a rough time. This card reminds you to focus on the good while you process the difficult. If you can't yet feel the magic in your life, take support from a daily practice of just breathing out with intention, of breathing out stress through cleansing breaths. It might be dark now, but there is moonlight at the end of the tunnel. So keep the faith and see the world through kind eyes. If you affirm that something is too good to be true, you might make it so. Instead, believe that life can be magical for you, and it can be. Smile more. Trust the process. Get in touch with your inner child. Believe it and achieve it. Expect good things. We're taught to fear the dark, but the moonlight of a full moon shows us that there is less to fear and more to be grateful for. No darkness, no moonlight. The limitation that you are done with is thinking that it's too good to be true. We are done limiting ourselves, saying like, it's not supposed to be this good, it's not supposed to be this easy, it's not supposed to be right here, handed, dropped into my life. It's not supposed to happen. That's the mind. Shut front door. Shut up. Shut up. That's what this full moon wants us to let go of, is getting in our own way of just accepting the divinity that shows up for us when it shows up. Stop sabotaging your life and just go with it. I'm shaking. I'm shaking from this reading. This is exactly what I need right now, and I hope, I know, I trust it's what you guys all need too. Kiana says, earlier in the week was heavy, but it finally passed, and now I'm back in balance, feeling like myself again. I had that thought earlier and told myself that nothing is too good to be true because I deserve true and good, and that's the energy I'm putting out. I say this to people all the time. If it has shown up in your life, it is for you. If you have created it with your majestical power, it is for you. If it wasn't for you, it wouldn't be there. That was card 3. Suzanne needed to hear all this. Yeah. Let's recap before we do our second deck. What types of limitations are we done with? We're done with limiting ourselves, trying to pick up the pieces. We're done with trying to figure it all out in our head. And we're done with thinking that it's too good to be true. That makes sense? Does that make sense? Yeah. Follow your bliss. Follow your magic. It is here for you. Thank you. One last card from one last deck. This is a new deck. I think I have a problem. I am a lunatic. When I was in Denver, I took myself metaphysical shop hopping, because that is my favorite activity when I'm alone on vacation. I could do it for days. And I saw this deck, and something just spoke to me because, yeah, I don't really talk about stuff that much. My incense thing is back here. I've talked about it before. That's a raven. I talked about my Aunt Jeannie a lot last year. It's been a year since she died. Wow. But yeah, long story. If you guys have been around, you know who Aunt Jeannie is. She and I always talked about that she would come back as an owl. And she and my dad, they're like one and the same. I think that whatever, they are both cardinals in my life right now as well. So I was in the shop in Denver and I found this deck with a cardinal, an owl, and a raven. And I said, holy shit, that is for me. And everything that's come out of this deck so far it's very to the point, but it says exactly what I need it to say, and I'm flabbergasted. So this is called Birdkin Messages. And we're going to ask for advice for the flighty energy of Mars in Gemini. Could get it? Birds flighty. I also had this bizarre experience the other day that I think I was initiated by the birds. Okay. I think I was initiated by bird energy, and let me give you a synopsis of this story. I was hiking by myself to clear my head. As soon as I started hiking, I found 2 feathers. Cool. I like these feathers. I'm going to play with them. I want to take them home now. Pocket. Hike, hike, hike. Oh, these feathers are itching me. Let me reposition them. So I knew that they were there, right? And that was like 3/4 of my way through this walk. And then it was time to grab my key out of my pocket. I was like, oh man, the feathers aren't there. Let me backtrack a second and see, maybe if they fell out. And I was like, whatever. Nope, nowhere to be found. Felt around my pocket. Nope, nowhere to be found. Okay. I guess I wasn't meant to have these feathers. And then I got in my car, and I was driving down the long exit road of this park, and there was this group of birds. There's like a circle of birds in the middle of the road. And like I'm really bad at guessing this kind of stuff. Maybe 50, maybe 75 birds. It was a large amount of small black birds. Not small, like whatever. Decent sized small. There was a group of birds, so I approached slowly with caution. And one of my favorite things ever is to watch the birds dance. always, from childhood, like I just love to see the birds dance with each other in the sky because they're clearly following some energetic grid that we can't see, but like it's magical when they dance, right? So I was like waiting for that. So I like slowly approached these birds and they got up and they were like swirling and twirling and dancing all around me, right? Everywhere. If you guys have ever done enough mushrooms to see the energetic grid, they were clearly following that grid, and it felt like an initiation. That's all I can say. I don't know what it meant, but I was just in this like, thank you. And I drove by and I said thank you, and that was it. It was wonderful. Then I stopped at the store and I got back in my truck. And the 2 feathers were so delicately placed on my driver's seat. They were not in my pocket. I am 100% positive that they were not in my pocket. And even if they were, I was wearing, like runner shorts, like those like loose whatever. And so the pockets are what, and my seatbelt was over the pocket. Like my seatbelt was holding my pocket closed. So there's no way that they could have fallen out of my pocket. Guys, life is magical. What is happening? What is happening to me? April, oh, watching the birds, I bet you too. Yeah. What is that, Aaron? Murmuration? What is that? Yeah, April, the birds put on a show. They're like the most... You don't need to buy tickets to Cirque du Soleil. Just watch the birds. Yeah, is that a deck, Birdkin messages? Yeah, that's what we're going to use to ask for advice for the flighty energy of Mars in Gemini. Thanks for naming that, Aaron. Murmuration is when large groups of birds are dancing in the sky. I think that is one of my favorite things ever. Look at this super simple card back. Look at these. Look at these. They're shiny. They got gold rims. Still fly. Advice for the flighty energy of Mars in Gemini. If you guys have been enjoying today's session, if you have found this beneficial to your personal life, if you'd like to offer an exchange of energy in the form of a donation, they're always appreciated. So much appreciated. And I still don't know what's going on with all the Insight Timer Apple stuff, so I do have options. I have a PayPal and a Venmo link in my link tree if you would rather support that way. If you would like to attend that birthday party I was talking about, it does come with, like, it's a $10 donation, $10 or more donation to receive the Zoom link for this. And that, in order to do that, you do need to use the specific link because of the way that it's being tracked and all of that. So if you'd like to donate that way to come to the party, please receive something on your end as well. I also have an Amazon wish list because that's just fun. If you haven't followed me on Insight Timer, feel free to do that. I feel like there's something else. Yes. Anyone who donates, it's fun for me to do book dives for you guys. So I will send you a thank you message with some message in one of these books from today that is specifically chosen for you today. So, thank you. Rochelle and Christy, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. And Tracy, you guys are the best. Sophia, if it feels right for you, you're also invited to donate $1 per session as community support. Yeah, you guys are the best. Thank you. Thank you for your support. It sucks asking for it. I'm just going to be honest. It's really awkward asking for it. YouTube, so those of us who missed part of this, we can watch. Thank you, Carrie, for the reminder. Yeah, you guys got my back. Thank you for allowing me to be just my nutty, crazy self. Y'all bring me back to reality. All of these sessions are recorded, and I put them on my YouTube channel. So just search my name on YouTube. You can watch the full thing. You can skip around. You can replay and whatever. Oh, and also Bonnie, who's here, she takes the book, and she takes the text, and then she puts it in our spiritual community. which is the group that I run on Insight Timer. Pretty much Bonnie runs it. I don't do shit with that anymore. It's called our spiritual community. It's pretty much a place to just reread the messages, and then it's also like a place where you guys can connect with each other because we're a big spiritual community. We're clearly all going through the same stuff, right? Suzanne and Patricia and April and Melinda and Angela, like, thank you. Just thank you. This feels really good. Thank you. Advice for the flighty energy of Mars in Gemini. These three birds, you know? Yeah, we got the Crow card. Number 19, Crow. There is something that needs to be realized at this time through travel. A new space is needed, either long-term or through a short visit. A visitor can come bearing a direct message or unintentional realization through a comparison of different life stories. A foreign interaction may be the shift of perspective needed. Be receptive to this meeting. The chance for new understanding will be amplified. Mars in Gemini is flighty energy. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Just go. Just hop. Just hop to it. Fly to it. Soar to it. Travel. Because when you break yourself out of your reality, sometimes you realize what is actually happening in your reality. When you allow yourself to expand your mind and get out of what is comfortable, drop yourself into a reality that is vastly different than your own, you get to see your blind spots. Angela, of course you just booked a trip 2 days ago. Suzanne, holy crow! Kiana, I'm ready. Where am I going? I don't know, lady. You tell me. Where are you going? Where are you going? Sophia, of course we do need to travel. So there's your advice for the flighty energy of Mars in Gemini. Go. Follow your curiosity. I feel like a nut house. Nina says, holy crap, my grandpa comes to me as a crow. I love odd numbers and travel. New spaces abroad. That is literally what we are calling in for our life. Patricia's leaving for Canada on Monday and Finland next month. Mars is in Gemini until September 4th, so there you go. Rochelle, this is so what's happening. Kiana going back to Atlanta in a few weeks, and Cabo for my birthday in October. Wonder if there's something else in the horizon. I'm one who, like we grew up with not much money, so our travel was going camping to the same campsite once a year. So this is like exciting. This is new for me to like, ooh, venture over there. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna find over here? Like, I've been needing this. It's delayed gratification, you know? Like, I am a travel bug. And I feel like I just had to wait all these decades to figure out how monumental it is. But it's really helping me feel the deep appreciation for removing yourself from your day-to-day, removing yourself from the responsibilities of life, removing yourself from just the same patterns, the same conversations, the same routine. Like, just get out of it. Shake it up. Shake it up. Thank you so much, Suzanne. Anyone going to be at Calibri Spirit Festival in Greece next month? Jackie? If someone wants to buy my ticket, I'm for it. I receive gifts. Yeah, I can't afford that right now, but I'd love to. That's what it is. Rochelle, North Shore, Oahu for 16 days, and then Korea in November. 2 homes for me. That sounds wonderful, Rochelle. That sounds wonderful. Oops. What did Jen say? Just not today. FAA canceled all our flights. Okay, well, Mars technically isn't in Gemini yet. That's not going to happen until Saturday, so it doesn't count. Or what else can you do, right? If you can't fly, where else can you go? Suzanne said, I wish I could post the picture of crows I took last week at the Mount Wilson Observatory. Yeah, that sounds great. You just had me reflecting on something. that I was witnessing outside my house that I need to process, because now things are clicking and things are making more sense. I'm sensing this as not physical travel, but some other kind of journey or motion. Everything's a metaphor, right? This is what I'm learning. I'm going through these like huge life changes, and I keep consulting my cards, and I keep getting confused about like, is this a literal message or is this a metaphoric message? And the answer is both. You have so much control. So whatever it meant for you is what it means for you. International travel grows one's perspective like nothing else. Yeah, I bet. I got my passport last year with the intention like, okay, universe, I'm ready. Make it happen. Look, I'm doing my part. Erin, and if you can't actually get on a plane, you can book a local hotel, create a little wellness retreat for yourself, and with or without plant medicine, sit, meditate, and take a huge journey through your own mind. Yeah, you can travel anywhere. What I've been doing these last few weeks, after I came back home from Denver to clear my mind, I'm like going to all these different forest preserves that have been here the whole time. I haven't traveled farther than an hour from my house, and I've been to all of these brand new places that have been there the whole time. Every place holds a sacred energy in itself. So it is travel because I've never been there, you know? I had a stare down with a deer the other day. It was magical. She trusted me, man. She trusted me. And then I ran into a lady who looked like a wacko, right? Like 10 years ago, Jacqui would have been like, stay away from that lady. But this Jacqui was like, oh, this lady's walking around with a camera. She's probably, hey, there's a deer over there. And this lady was like, oh my God, thank you. That's exactly what I've been looking for. And then we like crossed paths again. And then she showed me all these pictures of deer that she's been photographing for all this time. And she's telling me all the hot spots for deer. And I'm like, this is what love gets you. Judgment, close off. Open heart, you get conversations from cool people. Messengers come in all forms. Yeah. Chantel could also be astral travel. I'll be back on Monday. Next week, guys, you got me Monday and Wednesday. Monday, we're going to talk about Leo season. I so appreciate your patience. The Leo season course has not even been started yet, and it will come when it is ready. I have promised you guys that I'm going to release a course for every astrology season this year, but I'm not going to give you guys shit. I'm not going to give you guys an obligatory, oh, it's the date, it has to be turned in. It doesn't feel right. So when I have the time, I will be making you this Leo season course. It's going to explain all of Leo season, and then I'm going to give you an embodiment technique so you can bring the Leo energy into your life. And even so, like, I was really pressuring myself to get it done this year because I promised it to you guys, but like, the courses are going to be there. They're going to be there forever. So next year, or like the Leo full moon, like just whatever, it's fine. But on Monday, we're going to talk like regular about Leo season. And then on Wednesday, we're talking about Mercury entering Virgo and Chiron retrograde. What does that mean? You got to come to find out. 8:15 all the time. Next week, Monday, Wednesday. You guys are the best. You guys make me want to do this. Just remember that without your support, I would have no reason to get up here and be a talking head. It's an exchange, and I really appreciate your exchange. So thank you so much for being here today. Sending love to all. Namaste. Get out of your head and move towards what seems to be too good to be true. I hope that video was just as insightful for you as it was for all of us. Darla and I really appreciate you being here with me. Thank you for liking this video, sharing it with a friend who you think would benefit, and subscribing to my YouTube channel. Also, drop a comment and let us know what you got from this video. What was your biggest insight or takeaway? If you want to see what else I'm working on, click on my link tree. It's right underneath this YouTube video. We'll see you next time. Take care.